have nobody to give it to. You know, Biggie's not here, and I can't give these to just anybody. And I was like, well,
he thought somebody who had Biggie's power needed it.
Yeah.
And you were the one that he thought worthy of it.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, give me all. I said, what do you do with this music? That's the best part. I said, what do you do with this music? He said, man, I just play it in my house, and I just run around with my socks on.
In this hip-hop royalty high-stakes game, there are few names as tall as Sean Diddy Combs and Sean Jay-Z Carter duo, two music industry giants who have spent decades building empires reaching far beyond the recording studio, their influences seeping into the fashion world, the sports field, and even into the sphere of politics. Recent events threw their legacies into disarray, however, starting from Diddy's astounding arrest and swirling rumors about his desperate call to Jay-Z just hours before the authorities closed in. Diddy's Hollywood arrest has left Hollywood reeling, not because of serious charges against the offender, but a possible fallout that may befall the entire entertainment industry. Jay-Z, Diddy's friend, colleague, and collaborator for many years, suddenly finds himself caught right in the middle of all this. Allegations have surfaced that Diddy actually called Jay-Z just before his arrest, offering to talk to him about possibly getting help or possibly to drag him into the tornado that was about to swallow him whole. Such a phone call has led to much speculation. What did Diddy exactly say? Why does Jay-Z cancel with high-profile events, begin seeing lawyers, and try to distance himself from the scandal? And finally, is Jay-Z's empire going to come crashing down just like Diddy's? So much remains veiled under secrecy, but many are already speculating and theorizing. So more pieces of information come in, the story becomes bleaker, endangering not only the legacy of Diddy but of Jay-Z as well. To fully understand what is at stake, we must look into both men first, how Diddy fell from grace and how that may drag Jay-Z into the fall as well. Diddy's arrest, the collapse of the mogul. From the epitome of success, the man who had transformed himself from a striving 90s producer into an international icon, Sean Diddy Combs had managed to do something very few people could: redefine the musical landscape, create one of the most successful record labels in Bad Boy Records, and cross over to many industries, including fashion with Sean John DeSpirit's business with Ciroc Vodka. Diddy was everywhere and unstoppable, or that's how it appeared at least at one time. And it all came crashing down in November 2023 when Diddy was arrested on charges of sexual assault, tied to long-standing accusations made by his former girlfriend Cassie Ventura. The accusations by Cassie reveal years of abuse, manipulation, coercion, and an extremely disturbing picture of their relationship, which was always shrouded in mystery. For years, it was whispered that Diddy was controlling Cassie, but no one ever really knew what lay ahead from the accusations leveled against him. The suit Cassie filed not only revealed abuses she suffered at Diddy's hand, but also opened the floodgates of other allegations that tumbled out against Diddy. Years of rumors circulated throughout the business about Diddy's questionable doings at his notorious parties, but this was the first such lawsuit to feature somebody close to Diddy broadcasting his darker side. Cassie's fearless decision to give voice to her story has inspired others who are thinking of doing the same, and now Diddy is about to be confronted with a tidal wave of potential legal tribulations that can effectively destroy the empire he built for decades. The denial of bail, an omen in itself. Diddy's arrest was not like other celebrity scandals. It was a turning point which could presage wider consequences for the entertainment industry. After being arrested recently, on 17th September 2024, Diddy was denied bail because the charges he had been slapped with were held to be grave, and also because he may try to flee and slash or intimidate witnesses. This was a big setback for Diddy, as it indicated that the authorities were not trying to treat this like a typical celebrity case. Daniel of Bail indicates that the prosecution feels they have the case against Diddy pretty well locked, and it sets up to be one of the most bizarre trials in memory. It speaks volumes when you remember that he applied for bail twice, both set at $50 million, and the judge still said no. Big yikes. Diddy's arrest and denial of bail have thrown business ventures into chaos. Brands that eagerly lined up to associate themselves with him now are looking to create distance from the mogul as the scandal grows. Ciroc, his long-standing partnership in the spirits industry, has started quietly disassociating from the mogul. The fashion industry, where Diddy made waves with Sean, has also begun pulling back. His dealings with large companies are failing because nobody would like to be associated with the dark cloud that now casts a shadow over Diddy's empire. Worse is the hole it has dug into Diddy's reputation, constructed for years on his dexterity to live simultaneously in and out of street and high society worlds. For years, he maintained images of affluence, power, and success while keeping at bay the more dubious elements of his life. Now, that facade is crumbling. The freak-off parties, a glance at the dark side. Perhaps the most shocking part of Diddy's fall is the rumor mill finally taking the lid off some forbidden claims about his allegedly salacious freak-off parties. For so long, the attendees at these Hollywood elite sorters have clammed up about them. Who are the supposed guests? Celebrities, influencers, and high-powered executives were all present, attending these lavish, secretive rites. It was said that at those gatherings, while just about everything went, from doing the most illicit drugs to the most sexual escapades. While those rumors always lingered, they never seemed to come close to mainstream relevance until now. Finally, with Diddy taken into custody, former attendees begin to come forward, anonymously or otherwise, to speak of what really went on at these parties. Some say that Diddy used these parties as some means to manipulate others through the secrets shared and things witnessed. These accounts describe in gory detail how that power plays out in Diddy's world, pleasure, business, and control, all circling around the intersection in ways that are now being questioned in bright, harsh light of public scrutiny. Diddy's parties were places where celebrities came to let loose, but the partiers said some deals were made or reputations were built or destroyed. What makes the alleged scandal more tragic than others is that the FBI leaked tapes on the claims, and according to them, one of the parties showed these tapes. Presumably, it is footage that, even though not confirmed in full detail, is going to be extremely graphic. As with the real collapse, so too does the legal system finally close in on him, and the public finally sees what's long been hidden behind the glamour of Diddy, and his empire is crumbling, imploding even. Shockwaves across Hollywood are felt especially for those closest to him, that is, his longtime friend Jay-Z. Jay-Z and Diddy's relationship, the closest of allies. Just as Diddy's world had been going down the toilet, his very own closest business ally within the music business, Jay-Z, had been dragged in the mess as well. Together with Diddy, Jay-Z had towered over hip-hop and business for years. They had transformed their musical skills into commercially yielding empires that have produced billions of dollars. Often mentioned in tandem, the two moles reflect each other's rise to power. Jay-Z and Diddy have had a long professional, as well as personal, relationship with one another, from collaborating musically to attending one another's high-profile events. With Diddy's arrest, that relationship is now under extreme scrutiny. Insiders say that Jay-Z is fearful about what he might have coming for his association with Diddy, and not hard at all to see why. While Jay-Z has managed over time to keep his image pretty relatively clean, the growing scandal around Diddy could quite easily drag him into the fray, whether he likes it or not. They were not just business partners, but close friends who both attended the same parties, mutually helped each other in the big-ticket business deals, and both belonged to the same high society circles. Jay-Z is well known for never wanting to be too forward about his ventures and personal matters to the public, but Diddy's lavish and boastful living might have been Huv's downfall. Indeed, it is not outlandish to have speculations that Jay-Z might have been a part of those much publicized and notorious parties at Diddy's mansion. Beyonce, the queen at the center of it all. Any Jay-Z private life discussion would be considered incomplete without mentioning his wife Beyonce. One of the most influential couples in the world, the Carters have built an empire that is more than transcending music. Beyonce herself has perfected the image she has produced, and she is the Queen Bee, an icon of success, beauty, and power that cannot even remotely be reached. But despite the news that Diddy was taken into custody, rumors continue to spread in news circles that Beyonce isn't as in love with Jay-Z as she was in the first place. Insiders report that Beyonce was shocked upon learning about Diddy's arrest and is said to be still fuming at how her husband could remotely be associated with Diddy's infamous lifestyle. It's also a far cry from her first major scandal when marriage to Jay-Z sent her through the ringer, most infamously over the Becky with the good hair saga, regarding her husband's proven infidelity, as was depicted in her seminal album Lemonade. One can assume that the Queen Bee had no idea or inkling towards her husband's potential nefariousness, but at the same time, it is also plausible to assume that she too might have been involved with the scandalous activities. But this time, it is different. Diddy's arrest is no longer some case of infidelity or personal drama. This is something that can attract serious legal implications and endanger the reputations of many other celebrities on global scales. Beyonce is known to be very fiercely protective about her image, and sources close say she is taking the allegations against Diddy very seriously, although we cannot be too sure because at this point, any celebrity would say anything to save face and protect their assets. During the days following Diddy's arrest, Beyonce did cancel several planned public appearances, fueling rumors that she is reconsidering her public image in light of the scandal. Some speculated that Beyonce might even distance herself from Jay-Z if he, in fact, had anything to do with whatever it was that Diddy was allegedly involved in. Jay-Z cancels his own parties, damage control, or something more. All these speculations feed on Jay-Z's move since Diddy's arrest. Jay-Z is popularly known for hosting some of the industry's most exclusive brunches, so his decision to cancel one of his prominent events only a few days after Diddy's arrest was out of character for him. Thus, many believe that the timing of its cancellation is an attempt by Jay-Z to break free and distance himself from the scandal that has already started to grow on him. Finding out that involvement with Diddy might ultimately have a negative association that discolors his well-crafted reputation. Some insiders suspect that Jay-Z nixed the party preemptively because he did not want to be seen in the same light as the kind of party behaviors that Diddy is now being accused of. While there is no concrete evidence that proves that Jay-Z was involved with Diddy's notorious freak-off parties, the fact that Jay-Z acted so quickly to keep himself far away, yet while still not speaking up on how awful the alleged charges are, from all this suggests some questions that need to be answered. What did he hazard? Others feel that when Jay-Z canceled his party all of a sudden, that he was in heavy damage control mode, it was time for him to hide in the shadows while he somehow acted quickly to cut short the damage from Diddy's arrest. The Carters have for long been known for being very keen about their public image, and for Jay-Z to cancel his party alone indicates that he was doing everything within his power to stay one step ahead of the scandal. Whatever the reason may be, Jay-Z's post-arrest moves have set a wave of speculations, floating saying that there's probably something more to this whole story than what meets the eye. Legal maneuvering, defense lawyer or devoyer? While all eyes were on Diddy in connection to his arrest, another rumor emerged that sent shockwaves throughout the entertainment industry Jay-Z has reportedly consulted both a defense attorney and a divorce attorney. The fact that these rumors have spread so widely has led people to think that something may be afoot after all, but publicly nothing is confirmed yet. Some reports indicate that Jay-Z has called for a defense attorney. Since Diddy was finally brought off the streets and into the penitentiary awaiting his trial, with chances that further investigations are being carried out about his inner circle, the worst might be waiting for Jay-Z, and with no real evidence against him, it may well be possible that Jay-Z is going to be targeted because Jay-Z himself has been spotted having such a close relation with the longtime buddy Diddy. Some believe that Jay-Z is only cautious to ensure he is legally protected in case his name features in Diddy's case. In most high-profile cases, the alleged high-profile individuals are known to hire lawyers after a huge scandal like one that could affect their reputation and business interests, even if they're completely innocent. But one rumor that would seem to have the public most fascinated is apparently that Jay-Z has also hired a divorce attorney. The Carters have not been immune to their share of controversies. There was, for instance, Jay-Z's aforementioned affair and the subsequent elevator fight between Jay-Z and Beyonce's sister Solange. This time the stakes seem much higher, as some are claiming that Beyonce may end their marriage if it's proven that Jay-Z was in any way connected with Diddy's misconduct. Divorce speculation? A scandal too far? So news of Jay-Z and Beyonce seems absolutely unthinkable at this time. Jay-Z and Beyonce are arguably the world's most influential power couple, and their breakup would be quite shocking news for Hollywood and the world at large. Notwithstanding rumors of possible divorce, the fact that they have garnered so much momentum suggests possible storms brewing behind them. Beyonce and Jay-Z have long been the picture of a perfect couple, even in some of their hardest times. Such was the case with Beyonce's Lemonade album, which famously aired Jay-Z's infidelity to the world, but reportedly only served to bring the couple closer since they didn't get a divorce after that. Their appearances since then have been all about a very carefully crafted image, one of strength and unity, and the joint on-the-run tours would suggest that, outwardly at least, the two are on solid ground together. However, this really brings in a whole different dimension into their relationship. Since the scandal has legal and reputational dimensions, which could be quite far-reaching for both Beyonce and Jay-Z, it is a scandal too far if indeed Jay-Z was involved in Diddy's alleged misconduct. Even an indirect association with the scandal can push their marriage to breaking point. This will be the end of one of the greatest relationships in show business, as the Carters could possibly put an end to this marriage, potentially to save face. The Carters have built an empire much bigger than music. They could end up with severe financial and business blows from a divorce. But again, Beyonce is known for her love for independence, and if she does believe Jay-Z has put her reputation on the line, she might decide to move on out from being associated to a man who had ties to such a nefarious character. The sneaky call that made Jay-Z freak out. One of the most astounding features of this unfolding saga is that Diddy is said to have called Jay-Z hours before he was arrested, although details about the call are not very clear. Insiders reveal that Diddy was desperate and called his longtime friend and confidante at the 11th hour for support just before his world crashed down. But what exactly was said in that call, and why has it sent Jay-Z into full-blown panic mode? According to sources close to the situation, Diddy's call was a frantic plea for help. Fearing imminent arrest, Diddy is reported to have called Jay-Z in an effort to seek support or advice. But it seems even Jay-Z, the man widely regarded as one of the world's most powerful men in the music industry, wanted nothing to do with Diddy's potential legal disaster. The time of the call was also significant. According to reports, Diddy knew that he was being cornered by the authorities and wanted to garner some favors from those on his inner circle. However, instead of finding himself backed up, Diddy found himself alone. Diddy's friends, in this case Jay-Z, would also not interfere with anything. That says a lot about the situation. Even the closest associates knew associating with Diddy could be very dangerous. It is said that Jay-Z considered siding with his friend but stepped out of the fray once he realized the extent of the allegations hurled against Diddy. The scuttlebutt says that Jay-Z would have known that involvement would ruin all his golden works, both the successful business hub and his conjugal life with Beyoncé. Thus, the media speculates that it was him who called Diddy up, informing him that there was nothing he could do to help him. The Carter's silence speaks volumes. What adds more flavor to this is the total silence of Jay-Z and Beyoncé in this issue. What else can be truly known about the Carters, who keep their private lives under wraps and rarely, if ever, meet rumors or controversies head-on? But in this case, they're silently promoting speculation surrounding what really went down between Jay-Z and Diddy before arrest. Some feel that when Jay-Z refused to help Diddy, he provided proof of a huge crack in their once close friendship. Others say that Jay-Z created a distance from the scandal for strategic reasons, as a means to protect his empire from Diddy's legal problems that may cause his own empire also to take a tumble. Whatever the case may be, the fact that Jay-Z is allegedly panicking behind the scenes suggests that he's very well aware of the potential fallout from being associated with Diddy. Some time after Diddy was gaining global scrutiny of his misconducts, a number of people heard him cancel not only the aforementioned brunches that he is famous for hosting, but he also canceled several meetings and other high-class events, persuading many to believe that he was busy trying to take back control over the situation before it began to slip out of his hands. Still, despite such a valiant effort on his side, the rumors surrounding that infamous telephone call would continue to linger in the public's minds, questioning how much Jay-Z knew about Diddy's impending arrest and whether he could get away quickly enough to prevent such a catastrophe. Jay-Z was frightened not because he was simply known for hanging out with Diddy, but for potential major fallout. The recording industry is replete with secrets, so that the possibility of Diddy's arrest bringing others' secrets out in the open had everyone involved, especially Jay-Z, sitting on the edge of their seats and biting their nails. It appears the more that comes out about Diddy's case, the more evidence there is for a far bigger scandal, which this case alone can incriminate others. Is Jay-Z next? While Diddy remains locked up, the industry is growing more and more worried that Jay-Z is not too far behind. While there is no proof that directly links Jay-Z to the wrongdoings of Diddy, most think that with him being highly associated with the mogul, it spells bad news. The investigators will get to his doorstep too. Not a surprise, then, that Jay-Z's rumored involvement in Diddy's infamous freak-off parties have resurfaced with the arrest, and at some point to Jay-Z being possibly having much more to hide than he is letting the world know. Unsubstantiated as these rumors are, the fact that they have taken such flight proclaims at least that there's a discomfort within Jay-Z's inner circle about the possibility of getting pulled into the scandal. Jay-Z cares more about the implications of the law than his public image. After all, years of being the most powerful and seemingly unapproachable figures in the entertainment industry have just come awake to the realization that even the finest moguls aren't immune to scandal. To make matters worse, the possibility that Jay-Z may be hit with possible repercussions has all the more validity given his spectrum of business interests. Whereas Diddy depends on music and entertainment, Jay-Z's empire takes in other elements like fashion, sports, and even alcohol. A scandal of this nature would have badly bruised Jay-Z's brand to the tune of millions worth of lost business, if at all, while dealing him a blow that severely destroys his curated image as a clever businessman. The pressure mounts. For an individual who constructed a lifetime career of carefully honed image building for success, respectability, and business acumen, it's probably giving Jay some nightmares that his legacy is going to be contaminated by this association with Diddy. Insiders say Jay-Z has been pulling all-nighters, trying to broker a reputation-damaging repair mission in reaching out to lawyers, advisors, PR people to try to keep things quiet and in control before things get out of hand. Some may believe that that is not possible, and that the news is merely being sensationalized because of the ongoing drama that we do know. But others get the nuances of the entertainment business and know how overnight fortunes can shift in the wind. And once it's full speed ahead in Diddy's escalating legal problems, it won't be much longer until the investigators start digging a little deeper to see who else is involved in his world. Added to Jay-Z's anxiety is the fact that his empire is built on far more than just music. With business ventures in fashion, sports, and entertainment, just like Diddy, this kind of scandal could be bad for his brand in the longer term. Jay-Z's success was always tied to his image as an intelligent, strategic businessman, and such a whiff of wrongdoing might severely damage that reputation. Meanwhile, Jay-Z has come out like a dog on a string and is doing everything in his power to distance himself from Diddy's and the scandal. Whether this will be enough to protect him from the increasing controversy is not evident, but one thing that's clear is that Jay-Z does take the situation seriously enough to speak out publicly about it. And considering his close connections to the diddler, he seriously should consider speaking out, if he is innocent, that is. Conclusion: where one falls, so falls another. The near collapse of Sean Diddy Combs has sent shockwaves throughout the entertainment industry. And no one feels this close to Diddy's heart as Jay-Z does, because Jay is among Diddy's closest friends. Diddy's arrest on serious sexual assault charges, along with such long submerged rumors as his infamous freak-off parties, has not only smeared his reputation but apparently has shaken a few trees and a lot of branches in the entertainment industry, turning up matters within that world that nobody wants raised. In this case, there is a report that more information about the dark side of Diddy may have implication that would be able to affect even Jay-Z, since he was one of the closest personalities. Among the most discussed, what is interesting is the call made to Jay-Z on hours prior to the arrest of Diddy. What exactly happened in the desperate call made for aid, and what impact has it had in the next moves of Jay-Z? We are bound to find out as the days go by and as the cases unfold. In a dramatic turn of events, Jay-Z has canceled appearances at several high-profile events, and it is revealed that he has contacted many an attorney so as to not face similar repercussions as his buddy and pal. So apparently, he knows better than anyone that his sex scandal can, and would hang like a black cloud over his innocently maintained image in colossal business. Jay-Z's legacy, built by decades of success in music, fashion, sports, and entertainment, is now at risk of being tainted by association with his longtime friend and collaborator. The rumors about Jay-Z's marriage to Beyoncé don't make things any less spicy. The Carters are so often deemed an unstoppable power couple, but the internal struggle is now being placed on the Carters by virtue of reportedly by questioning Jay-Z's involvement in Diddy's affairs. The whispers of divorce have begun, with speculation that Jay-Z is seeing both defense and divorce lawyers, which fuel the question of what's next for one of Hollywood's most iconic partnerships. It's no longer even about Diddy anymore, but the potential ripple effects this may have throughout the entire entertainment world. Jay-Z, who always has been one of the more squeaky clean images if compared to the rest of the figures within the industry, now stands at a crossroads. So with every new allegation against Diddy, so too grows the possibility that others around him may find themselves implicated, or at least have their reputations severely damaged. The stakes couldn't get any much higher. Jay-Z's empires weigh more than just a piece of music, and a scandal of this nature could have dramatic consequences in terms of his business and the rest of his public and personal life. The anxiety of Jay-Z after Diddy was arrested leaves him with quite a valid reason for fear, because he fears that the investigation may traverse the line between him and Diddy. This must keep Jay-Z up at night, fearing the worst revelations that can surface and how he's going to salvage everything built. There is a lesson to be learned here, especially in Hollywood. Fortunes can change overnight, and even the mighty in the corridors of fame and power are able to fall down at the snap of a finger. The following months would be of great importance for Jay-Z when coming out of the aftermath from the imprisonment of Diddy and fighting to keep it all together. It would remain to be seen if he can come out unscathed, but one thing's for sure, this is far from over, and the world will be watching every move he makes. What did you think of today's Hollywood story? Are you surprised that Jay-Z is being tied with all of this? Or do you think he's innocent? Or do you think anybody who is associated with Diddy has to have some dirt on them? Remember to subscribe to the channel, as we will be giving you all the latest updates regarding this case, including things that are exclusive and insider information. See you next time.